السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا. من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له. وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله. أما بعد فإن أصدق الحديث كتاب الله وأحسن الهدي هدي محمد صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم وشر الأمور محدثاتها وكل محدثة بدعة وكل بدعة ضلالة وكل ضلالة في النار. الحمد لله بعون من الله سبحانه وتعالى في هذه الأمسية في هذه الليلة نحن في مسجد مكي في نيويورك برونكس إن شاء الله مع شيخنا شيبو تشام الذي جارنا من غامبيا. هذا شرف لنا ونرحب به ونسأله سبحانه وتعالى أن يبارك في خطاه وفي جهوده وأن يشدده وأن يجعل ما يلقي من كلمة نافعة لنا والجميع المسلمين. هو نعرفه شيئا، إنه من غامبيا مولودا ودرس هناك في سن الصغر، ثم سافر إلى مدينة المنورة ودرس في الجامعة الإسلامية وتخرج هناك عام 2009. الحمد لله أنا قابلته هناك، هو ما كان يعرفني، ولكن عام 2008 رأيناه في منى، حجزنا معا في عام 2008. هذا شهادة منا أننا التقينا معه في مملكة. نسأله سبحانه أن يجعل ما تعلم ودرس نافعا له ولجميع الأمة. والآن هو مدرس في معهد التلندي، وأيضا له معهد طيبة الطيبة. إن شاء الله هو منشغل ببث العلم ومنشغل بطلب والبث، ونسأله سبحانه وتعالى أن يعينه على ذلك وأن يجعلنا من الذين يقتدون بآثارهم. Brothers and sisters, after praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, we testify that none deserve to be worshipped except Allah. Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is a servant and messenger of Allah. Tonight, we are in the Makky Masjid in the Bronx, New York, with one of our eminent Sheikh, Cham, who visited us from Gambia. We are delighted. We are very happy for his visitation. He came here solely for dawah. Any steps that he took from Gambia all the way to here, may Allah put it in his Mizan al-Hasanat. Just to give a little introduction about him, personally we know him. He's from Gambia by birth. Alhamdulillah, his elementary level of education, he took it in Gambia. He took knowledge in the Gambia. And then after, he traveled to Saudi Arabia, Jamia Islamiyya in Medina. He was a student there. I myself witnessed that. That time he didn't know me, but I met him in 2008. We performed Hajj together. I saw him in Mina. That time he was a student in Medina. A year after that he graduated, which was 2009. Since then he come back to Gambia. He's a teacher in the schools. Contemporary he's teaching in Mahad Talindi. There's a school, non-school in the Gambia by this title. He is a teacher there now as we're talking. And if I'm not mistaken, he's Imam also in the masjid of that Mahad. He's the Imam right there. He have his own school, known to be Tayyibatul Tayyiba. He's running that school. That tells us all he does is to seek knowledge and spread it. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help him in this. Inshallah ta'ala, this is the little and few and hints that we give you about him. That tells us the one who is speaking to us is a scholar It's not just somebody just like that. Allah help us whatever we hear from him, so we benefit from it. So Allah will be speaking. If he speak in Mandingo, we have our brother Mustafa Fatajo, who will come forward. Inshallah, we'll be translating it into English. If the Sheikh have courage to speak in English, we will appreciate it. Because it's from English-speaking country. Inshallah, anything he convey in English will be appreciated. If not, he speak in Mandingo, which is the local language. Mustafa, inshallah ta'ala, will take notes and translate it. تفضل. You have pens? inshallah. جزاك الله خيرا. Sheikh, تفضل. جزاك الله خيرا. أكرمكم الله.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أنا أظن إن أمكن هو يترجم كلمة بعد كلمة إن شاء الله. هذا جيد. تفهم عربية؟ فيك بارك الله. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على رسوله الكريم نبينا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أما بعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يسعدني جدا أن ألتقي بإخواني في الله، إخواني في الدين، في بيت من بيوت الله، نتذاكر ونتدارس ونتناصح. أقدم الشكر والتقدير لإمام المسجد الإمام بابا جغنة ومن معه في إدارة هذا المسجد ومن معه من المصلين. أسأل الله رب العرش العظيم أن يرزقكم خيري الدنيا والآخرة. My English is not good. That's why I will speak Mandinka. So the brother, inshallah, is going to translate it, inshallah. We are so happy to meet you guys. Alhamdulillah, I'm very, very, very glad to meet you, brother in Islam. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless you all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide you all. In these few minutes, you want to chat, you want to talk about as-salah. As-salah. Salah is very, 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 very important. As-salah. If you don't pray, you are not a Muslim. Let me repeat this, huh? If you don't pray, you are not a Muslim. If you don't pray, you are not a Muslim. If you pray, you are a Muslim. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam says this, as-salatu, he says, al-ahdu alladhi baynana wa baynahum as-salah. Faman tarakaha faqad kafara. The difference between us and them, the difference between us, نحن يعني المسلمين, we are the Muslims. The difference between us with the Muslims and non-Muslims is a salah. He said, Salah. العهد الذي بيننا وبينهم يعني أهل الكفر الصلاة. If you pray, you are a Muslim. If you don't pray, you are not a Muslim. الصلاة هو الفارق أو هي الفارق بيننا وبينهم يعني الكفار. من أقام الصلاة فقد أقام الدين، ومن هدم الصلاة أي تركه فقد هدم الدين أي ترك الدين. Let me say this is in Mandinka. Salo. I tell you more forward killing on it. Nialonko Allah, Ayadi Kila Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Kila the Sama Salam. Sumo, Ayadi Kila Abeni Bangkoka. Hijo, Ayadi Kila Allah Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, Abeni Bangkoka. Jako Wanyama, Jihadu Wanyama. Bari alabato miyalonko tabirin Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala farata kadi kila alayhi salatu wassalam aya kumandi sango santo wale musalawati wale musalawati. I think Brother Mustafa, you can say this in English.
So the Sheikh says the Salah is the only thing that the Prophet was given in the heavens. Allah gave him or commanded the fasting, the Hajj, the Jihad, the Zakah, all of it. Allah gave him whatever he was on his earth. But as for the Salah, Allah saw it so important that He raised him to the heavens and He commanded with the establishment of the Salah.
Umutaman seroti is a sign.
That is a sign
Minka tandiko salo akumbayat.
to show the importance of the prayer.
Fulenjango
The second
salo
one,
wale mu pila fulenjango.
the Salah is the second pillar in Islam.
Dulbe ngalon ko salo mu pila lululeti.
We all know that the prayer is 5 pillars.
So salo wale mu second pillar.
Islam.
Salah is the second pillar. Dulbe ngalon ko banko presideno yo banko presideno normalanko omumole timialanko akumet banko kam.
He says we all know that the president, his follower, the one behind him, the vice president, is someone that is really important in the country.
Wato salo ni ngasuma wale mu vice president oti.
So if we see that Allah made Salah the second pillar, then Salah is the vice president if we use that similitude.
Yin akamintandi wale mu salo la kumaya.
This shows the great importance of the Salah.
Tunkum falo wale mu ashhadu an la ilaha illallah wa anna muhammadan rasulullah. Yinna mu falo ti fulan jango wale mu wa iqam salah.
He says
Kasaloloti.
the first part, the first pillar is to say the Shahada, the Kalima, followed by it, the second one, which is the Salah.
Kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam memnali atandiko abala kuma kan labango ay min funtin di janni abe fala akafa as-sala 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 wa ma malakat aymanukum.
He says the Prophet ﷺ, it is written and recorded, the last of the words that he said before he passed away was the Salah. He said as-salah, as-salah, the prayer, the that which your right hands possess.
Pokoto womanati when the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam akanyin kuma kan saying kan as-sala as-sala as-sala.
The meaning of which, what does it tell us? That he kept on repeating the prayer, the prayer, the prayer.
Ni alfa kana funti dunia kana bang mbe kalon ko aka kuma kamo men funti kuma kan labawan wa ya solale ko kuma ya tabun.
He says when an elderly person, a leader, is passing away, we all know the words that he last utters, they are really, really important.
ولأن كلا عليه الصلاة والسلام صلوا أكون ما يتافي باكي ولكن أياسين كان أكابو ألسلو متا ألسلو تنكا ألسلو لندي.
He says that is why the Prophet ﷺ, when he was passing, he said, hold on to your prayer, establish the prayer and guard your prayer.
كلا عليه الصلاة والسلام أدى ساسار واتو منا ساسا يا بطلي.
He says the Prophet ﷺ, the time of his sickness, his illness, the illness really disturbed him.
واتو دول بركنا كما بسالولا أكاكولي.
Sometimes even to come and pray in congregation with the people was really difficult for him.
Folundo mo fulale ya muta doye jamuta iba mako kampur aina ma besalola.
Such to the extent that one day he was carried by two companions, one on his right, one on his left, to carry him to go and pray with the people.
Lundo ya mako ayatara Abubakar besalindurola kabilin Abubakar yaje amurta koma kila alayhi salatu wassalam ya sindi akalo dami imamo kalo dami abesalola Abubakar be yakala atela salola muslimol be yakala Abubakar.
He said in that time the Prophet ﷺ was carried and put in the place of the Imam. When Abu Bakr saw him, he retreated. He sat down the Prophet ﷺ and he led the people in prayer. Abu Bakr would listen and repeat after him, and the people would repeat after Abu Bakr.
Bari lumo minna kila alayhi salatu wassalam be fala o fajir salo amanta bari ay rido cikandi ay muslim molje ibe salola Abubakar koma kila sallallahu kontanta amunta asimanta fo sahabu ya amira ko akende yata do ding ibe salotu laje pour kata kila wale.
He said to the extent when one time the Fajr, the day he was passing away, he looked out, pushed the curtain and he looked out at the Sahabas. He saw them praying in a state that made him so happy. He smiled so much they thought that he got better and they almost left their prayer.
Abubakar lafta kamuru koma kila sallallahu yabulu choda yakae ko sabati inoto.
Abu Bakr wanted to retreat to let the Prophet lead the prayer. The Prophet made a sign to him to stay in his position and continue the prayer.
I rido jindi asewata kontanta jani ba funa silinka o hemutu hawatoti kibaro nata ko kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam abanta.
And then before not long he passed away. Before the time of Duha, it was proclaimed that the Prophet he passed away.
Bari solata minna wale mukabirin ay sahabo ni besalola asontanta asewata ajelata.
The part he wants to point out is when he saw the Sahabas praying and the prayer made him so happy, he smiled and that made him happy.
Niye mintende wale musalo akumayata.
This shows the importance of the prayer.
Sahabo wale mukila alayhi salatu wassalam natanyunt ibeka mbenta ko baro tije miyalon ko Musa to muslimiya kono aseke kafiroti na manka saloti.
The Sahabas, they are in agreement that there is no act in Islam that the person will leave except the Salah, and it will take him out of the fold of Islam. Then this shows the great importance of the prayer.
Salo ay fesmente ya sotomiyalon ko as a Muslim susundi ay kesanilati.
The prayer has a virtue that it will help a person to be righteous, establishing the prayer.
Anata kila alayhi salatu wassalam nakuma kamalto.
It comes from the statements of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
إذا قام العبد يصلي نيجون لوتا بسورة ولا مجنجماتي ولا مسلموتي.
When the servant of Allah he stands and he prays, which is the Muslim,
أكو يؤتى بذنوبه كلها إكال الجنوب والبنات.
then all of his sins are brought forth when he stands to pray. So please pay great attention to this point.
Ikela junubonati niko Allahu Akbar ibilori be salola akela junubo benati wa yudau ala ra'sihi wa atiqaihi ibala junubo natila idolandi akumoto idolandi asanyoto atiq wala ma bayna raqba wal mankib wala mu ina muatiqti ha man ninkol ka fa sanyo ha ikela junubo nati ko Allahu akbar ilota e junubo nati ya landi ni ya landi ikumoto idolandi isanyoto ite jibita irukota isujuta ila junubol ka jala wala nyama.
He says when the Muslim he starts to pray, all of his sins are brought forth. They are placed, some of it on top of his head and others on his shoulder. And when he makes ruku, the sins they start to fall off.
Wala tina yin kanuni jongo be sallo sakantuma adamma ay ruko wala mu jimo nyin aya mendi sujudo aya mendi fo junubol se jalo.
This is why it is encouraged when the servant he prays, especially by himself, to prolong the ruku so that his sins will all fall off.
Kila ko yuta bidunubihi kulliha ibala junubol bele natila waya tandiku junube bal ali junube domande mal ibedum taje. Allah.
So he says, the Prophet he said, all of his sins are brought forth. So meaning all the sins major, the greater ones and the lesser ones, they are all brought forth and they are all wiped away.
Lundo kina alayhi salatu wassalam ay sahabo nyininka akoy ko aliyaji nyadi himo ye dalo soto dalo wala muslim politiba ay soto ala luwoto ake kuje lumulum sinya lulu funno be tula bala ikay ko hani ako salawatu lulu be wala nyama.
He says the Prophet ﷺ, he told the Sahabas one time, do you see when one has a swimming pool outside of his gate? If he were to take a shower in them 5 times a day, would there remain any sin on him? They said no. He said that is the likelihood of the salah. The person who prays 5 times, all his sins they come off.
Ando ntolbe be sondin kon tolbe mu junube tiolati.
And we are all knowing that we accept we are all sinners.
Ila ko sallallahu alaihi wasallam kullu bani adam khata adam ni be momo ka jiyo min doron ikaboye mistake.
He said the Prophet ﷺ, he said every son of Adam is a sinner. They all commit mistakes.
Aliyaje minalina ana tabaraka wa ta'ala ay salawatu lulu fadla yandin tulkam ntolla nafale bije badatela nafakilin tije.
He says that you will see then why Allah he made the prayer to be established. It is from our own benefit, not to benefit Allah himself.
Ntol na ala batu nyawonya nta ala nafanola.
No matter how much we worship Allah, it does not benefit Allah.
هو الغني أتلم فن كما تميالهم كمان صلا فن أمان صلا مولا أمان صلا دمار لا دافع والبول.
He is al-Ghani, the one who is free of all need, the one who is rich and does not need anything from his creation.
أيافو في حديث القدس يا عبادي لو أن أولكم وآخركم وإنسكم وجنكم كانوا على أفجر قلب رجل منكم ما نقص ذلك من ملك شيئا. أقول هذا مدينة يا عبادي أنتم لا دمدمون أنتم نجوم ناترى لمو فلو أنا لمو لبم أنا جنون لا دمدمون يبيك تصند من كلمة من كوريا تصند والبدي أبو من فنتلا ندل ما يسيا.
He says, he mentions the hadith Qudsi where Allah he says, O mankind, if all of you, the first of you and the last of you, the jinn and the man, if you were to all become one and one very evil, corrupt person, you would not deduce from Allah's greatness even a little.
Ape wala nyama ala opposite. Nintol de kambenda. Nketa sondo min kiliti. Ninteti yata sondo mol beti. Mo follow mo labamon hada madingol jinon. O man lafa ala la mansaya.
And he says it is the same. If all of mankind, the first and the last, the jinn and the men, were to all become one very pious person, it will not increase Allah's greatness even a little bit.
alako innama hiya a'malukum uhsiha lakum. Altol na jongol al salon ko alkaminke alla barole ka kafun aliye. Ako faman wajada khairan falyahmidillah nimmi yakairoje asi ala tent. ومن وجد غير ذلك نمي وتنوجه فلا يلومن إلا نفسه أكن موجلي نامنك أفات.
He says, then Allah, He says, then all of your deeds, the which you do, whether it is the good or bad, Allah gathers all of it, and He brings forth to you. So whosoever finds good, then let him thank Allah, and whosoever finds evil, then he has no one to blame except himself.
Ala jibe ayala balafa anala nemo ayajindin tolkan ayalon ko etemo adama dingolati kaboyle ay fendo landiye mimbela junubo tutula mumbe seniyande la kabo junubo mumbe ko salo.
He said that Allah made it for us that we sin so much. He established something like the prayer for us to be able to remove our sins from ourselves. This is a virtue from Allah.
أنا حديث كلا عليه الصلاة والسلام ينفع لينك تندك الصلو أكون مات أكون
Committed by the faith, they all fall down to the last level of water.
na ya singo fananku wanyama jiton de labo mumbe jolonna ani junugol ka jolom yanan ko singo ya bara.
Likewise, the same thing when he makes wudu and he cleans the feet, all of the sins they fall off from the feet as the last drop of water is dripping off from the feet.
Aliaji nyadi nimoye salatu dhuhr sali aina salatu al-asr ayo sali ayona maghrib sali ay safo sali abiyala ani junugo telala. Subhanallah.
So then do you not see that the person who prays, and he prays Fajr with all this virtue, he prays Zuhr with all this forgiving of sins, he prays Asr, and he prays Maghrib, and he prays Isha, then how would that person sleep with sins?
لكن يا اخواني في الله الصلاه كوكيلا عليه الصلاه والسلام اي مكرف على نعمه.
He says then the prayer, it is as the Prophet ﷺ, he has left it with us, he has given it to us.
قصة بجبيانك قصة عمر ابن الخطاب من كاتنك والله يعرف الجنون إمام فيصل الله.
He says there is the story of Umar ibn Khattab. Our jobs, they make us leave the prayer.
ما جبرين كامو يكو دول يكسلوا لا نيوكام نيداتا سوكو نيكو يكاجو.
He says he has not seen it, but he has heard it. Some, they combine all of their prayers, they do not pray until they get home and pray all of their prayers one time.
إلى ما ينقص له يالونكو أبلا فاوات باك ناترا أبدالا موي سلو تجي لأنه عمر باتو لجيب يمال حاله إن كان من فوق.
He says then listen to this heartbreaking story, which will show you then if the prayer was to be left, then Umar ibn Khattab would have been the first one to leave it.
عمر بن الخطاب أبي فجر سلولة أبي مسلم سالين ديكان فجر سلولة كيلا صلى الله عليه وسلم نجامع مبه مدينة.
Umar ibn Khattab was leading the people in prayer, in the Fajr prayer, in the Masjid of the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
ولمو واتول إلى جامع أمانك كنت لجامع البنيامين لايت في مرارين تلال بي فانورين إكامول بيجي إتول موسطنو إكادون فجرو كنو ممبي دالا يبقى سوتي جمال نينتي.
He says during their time, their masajid was not like ours. There were no lights, there were no roofs. It was not conditioned as ours. He said, such that the one who will pray next to you, you would not recognize the person.
Umar ibn al-Khattab radiyallahu anhu abe mol salin nikan kedo dunta Abu Lu'lu al-Majusi dunta jami'u kan dunta saful kan fafutata Umar ay Umar so akon kan.
He says, and then while they were in prayer, a man by the name of Abu Lu'lu al-Majusi, he came while they were praying the Fajr Salah in that darkness. He came and he stabbed Umar ibn Khattab inside the prayer.
Amurta koma wala nyama kabe borla Muslimon benuliaje mulia attack.
He says then he retreated to escape, but the Muslims who saw him, they attacked him.
Munul be jami won tonko olma kala mota ko kule be keri.
Those at the corners of the masajid, they didn't even realize something was going on.
Min moyrek yaje ko mimbe karangola no ninketa Umar na voice ala kuma kango afanin tale modo la voice le bije ay modo le tablet.
The only thing they realized was that Umar ibn Khattab was reciting, and then the recitation changed, so they knew Umar ibn Khattab was not leading the prayer no more, somebody else was leading.
Muslimol minulia attack nimmi sutiyata la aya so nimmi jam fatala so faye mo jama boy jame kono ko muslime bije yalon kala dendi ka ba ay wule wura aya faya kam aketa ay jaloti sila ayalon ko yemmutale otumo atafongo ya fankanate.
He says then the Muslims who he was next to, they were stabbing him, pushing him, until one who was close to him, he took off his stove and he threw it on top of him. Then the man, the one who stabbed Umar ibn Khattab, he realized now there is no escape. So he himself, he completed himself. He killed himself.
Namin befo na fole bari man sola jela kana min fo sai sola tawalani alila mai bad.
He said, but everything I have said, I just said it part of the story, but this is not what I need. The part that I want you to listen to, this is what I'm about to say.
Omar be munanu salo kabirin yaso aboita kabirin aboita muslimi dole ya cika kasamba ala suwo kono aketota ama fen kalamuta because munatinna abe bleed kam yellow be bona.
Said Umar ibn Khattab was praying when he was stabbed, he fell unconscious. Some of the Muslims, they took him and they took him to his house.
Abe ketole aman tarafen kalamuta foya landi ala lara mukam.
He was unconscious and he was not aware of what was going on until when they placed him on top of his bed.
Salata minna kana wala kadri Umar abarata ala waketoto anyayalata first question kuma kan follow ay minyininka ako asalla nas fumul saltaleba.
He said as Umar ibn Khattab awoke from his unconsciousness, the first thing that he asked was, did the people pray?
Asalla nas fumul saltaleba. Fumul saltaleba.
He said, have the people prayed? He was asking and questioning, did the people pray? And he was answered, yes, indeed the people, they have prayed. He said, then so help me, let me pray myself. Help me, let me pray.
Ya makoy nyaajile wala mu ya chika ya sindi ya sembendi bungo bala.
How did they help him? They took him up, they sat him and laid him next to the wall.
Mako Allahu Akbar.
And he made a takbir.
Habe salola.
He started his prayer.
Akungo bijimila be wala.
His head was falling down and he was raising his head.
Fire saloti mandi.
Until he completed his prayer.
Ay kuma kango fo mi yalon ko dunia te nyinala ko kuma kamala ala salo bandi ngokola.
After he his salah, he made a statement that the world will never forget.
أقول لا حظ في الإسلام لمن ترك الصلاة. ومن يوصل مسلم يكون يسأل تجي.
He said, there is no portion of Islam for a person who leaves off his salah.
أي دي موجودة عمر يمين صلاة ونيا أمنينا الصلاة.
Pay attention to the pain Umar ibn Khattab he went through, but no matter what, he did not leave his prayer.
Matunga fue purisalo ko yara fang ala timo wartale. Do sa mera ko hani askena man serious, but ya serious tale.
He said that let me further explain so that you will know that the pain he was going through was really extreme.
Umar solata jiola, ye jio diala pour ayami.
Umar ibn Khattab, he was thirsty and he asked for water. They gave him water to drink.
Ay jio ming ya jeko jio kafunti ala solulato.
They gave him water to drink, and as he was drinking the water, the place that he was stabbed, the water was coming out from that place.
Don ko jio lem, don ko hani yalo le ka bleed hani say. Don ko hani jio lem ay mimmi. Don ko woto al keke nati. No. Yodi ala ya jeko nono. Ala wo koyo ani wo yelo be nyami ka be funtila ya lonko yara fam Omar la di molem.
So they saw some of them were saying the water that was coming out from his stab was water. Some were saying it is the blood. Others were saying no, it is the water. So they said, then bring milk. Let us give him some milk. As they gave him milk and he drank the milk came out from the same wound that he was stabbed from.
Otumol muslimol inata jikila teyo sotoko Omar asikeno ate balola koteke. Because ala baramo a serious tale.
Then at that point, the Muslims, they had some inclination to believe that Umar ibn Khattab would no longer live to surpass this wound.
Lafta kadanu jagyan pisala dari nafabi jemialam ko zeke wal hakilo bulandi. Walati na qissa nintenta ndila domandi.
He said, I would have loved to stop at this point of the story, but there is an extra benefit, especially for the men, so I will continue with the story.
Otumule ya Umar landi ala lara moka.
He said, at that point, they laid Umar ibn Khattab on top of his bed.
Ikamune batu ole mo ala yata. Because ya lonko nying ate wuli la koteke.
What were they waiting for? They said at this point, he is not going to live. So they were waiting for Allah to take his soul.
Yalan didami Muslim wal kadunga kam ika konton. Dose dum saba Umar. Ikata nyaton ko kendoti. Dose na Umar yemmara itilinta. Dose na Umar sewo kila alayhi salatu wassalam ayese wande aljanna dungola jannin akata.
He said the Muslims were coming in and greeting Umar ibn Khattab. Some were saying to him, what a great leader you were for the Muslims. Some were coming in, were saying, what a righteous person that you were. Some were coming in and they were saying, rejoice. The Prophet ﷺ gave you glad tidings of entering Jannah while he was alive.
Wala musol bedunna kewal bedunna funding kewal bedunna be duwala iba jamula fo funding kedo dun takam fo funding kewo ay Umar jamu aduwa tay ay kuma kendo fo ay koladi akabita Umar anya boita asinda patol kan ayaje ko ala kurto nyin ay mindum atambita ala talikulola abe kuruntula banko kan.
So Umar ibn Khattab, one man came in as the men and the women were coming in, the young and the old were coming in, everyone was praising and making dua for him. Suddenly a man he came in. The man who came in, his pants, after the man praised Umar ibn Khattab and he made dua for him, spoke good about Umar ibn Khattab. As he was leaving, Umar ibn Khattab he looked down and he saw that the man, his pants, they passed his ankle and they were dragging on the floor.
Akuruddu alayya al-ghulam. Anyi fannin kewo morondin kan. Ika ko hey idan Amirul Mu'minin anata. Alal hakilo morondi koma. Dimonyin a serious tanyani. Bari jinjo to Umar manyina no jela. Akaya ko man ant. Jumala mwetati. Akaya ko ana Abdullah. Jamu Abdullah let. Abdullah koto Arabu kaun. Dolla kama tole mu alala jomo. Jamu alala jomo. Abdullah koto mwale. Niko Abdullah ole mu alala jomo. Abdurrahman. Rahman na jomo. Obe mu alalet. Akan jamu Abdullah let. Jamwai. Umar kaya ko in kunta Abdullahi haqqan farfa' izaraka. Nimu alala jomo leti tonya ila sitifano chikali akana kuruntu bankoka.
So he said, Umar ibn Khattab requested that the man be brought back to him. And remember, he was still in great pain. So when the man was brought back to him, he asked, who are you? The man, he said, I am Abdullah. In Arabic, meaning he was saying that I am just another servant of Allah. So Umar ibn Khattab, he told him, if you are truly a servant of Allah, then raise your garment, let it not flow on the ground.
Ya tandiko purkewo ila kurto ila dendiko aitambi kumbali mola amujunube balati kabojunube balkona.
This shows and reminds us that for a man, for your pants, your clothing, your garment to fall below your ankle and drag on the floor is a great sin.
Nadamin wale mutalikulo akana tambi wala naji kata woto abetiata bare naji tawe alonko ikajunubo leso.
He says then know that for the man, his clothing must not pass the ankle bone. If it is weighed above it, that is better, but it should not pass the ankle.
Bari salata minna Umar ala kuramo ala baramo adimita nyawonya bari amanyina salola.
But the part we want to point out after his benefit is that Umar ibn Khattab, no matter the greatness of his pain, he did not forget the prayer.
Ikadoje dolla Gambia ay telephone ko sas njebe lopitano to karifula mansali sambe wo salo jura nyaadi nkafoje ni alaye tanu wo watola ibe munafala alaye waqiya alla amal yamfa moye salola hanna tara ikuranta amal yamfa salo ayam fata mo jumala muso mi yalon ko abala adot hala yam fatama o wato atesalila ayam fata fana moye salola mbelare abe sinola wato minna na wulta ala salo wajibi andaka ani nyamato mi yalon ko hakilo tabala na hakilo mutabala abe sallala ani dinningo fo janning abe kebaya na man ke nyinulti mo man yamfa ala man yamfa moy salma hani be jihado kono jihado mi ala ko kam kunto bije ayya mari pour yasalo.
So Allah, He does not excuse anyone from the prayer, no matter what the circumstances are, except for the women in their menses, the sleeping person until he wakes up, the one who has lost his intellect until he returns back to the normal state, the child until they have reached the stage of puberty. He says, even jihad, in that position where people are killing each other, Allah did not excuse the people from the prayer.
Wato mbadingol kila alayhi salatu wassalam ya fanya as-sala wa ma malakat aymanukum al-salo muta ay bamba al-salo londi al-salo kumayati al-salo tank ina mukila sallallahu alayhi wasallam na wasiyati ay bindi imantola.
He says then it is as it is, O my beloved brothers, As the Prophet he mentioned, he reminded the prayer, the prayer, the prayer, establish the prayer, protect the prayer, guard your prayers.
مول بيانم كدون جهنم كبيرين ينين كما سلككم في سقر من يالفاي ديمبا كون يكافني سقر من يالدون ديمبا كون يكافني سقر جواب فلو يمندي لم نكن من المصلين نتول من ترنم سجل القنا ألم عليهم تنكاما.
He says some of the people who were thrown in the hellfire, they were asked, Ma salakakum fi sakar, what has led you to this evil place? They will say, we did not used to pray.
ولكن دنيا نينو أكاناتنا نينا نصروها.
So he says, then seeking this worldly life should not stop us from our prayers.
نتول من فنسطو منكم ما يتعالى تبارك وتعالى.
We do not have anything that is more important to us more than Allah.
ولكن ناكتا من علي بيا تبارك وتعالى.
So we must do our best to have a good relationship with Allah.
عندهم صلو فانتجي منكم ما تصلوتي.
He says, and then there is nothing more important than the prayer.
Nika sali ikasutia alala.
The one who prays, he gets closer to Allah.
Alayhi wa al-Quran.
Allah says it in the Quran.
Surah Alaq.
In Surah Al-Alaq.
In kata iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq.
Which is iqra bismi rabbika alladhi khalaq.
Ala ayat labang.
In the last ayah.
Wasjud waqtarib.
Wasjud waqtarib.
Sujud isutia alala tabaraka wa ta'ala.
Make the sujood, the prostration, it will bring you closer to Allah.
Kenata sallallahu alayhi wa sallam kam.
A man, he came to the Prophet sallallahu alayhi wa sallam.
Galafta ngake itanyo di aljana kono.
He said, I want to be your companion in Jannah.
Ila sidulam kalisije.
Your place of seat, so I can sit there as well.
Kilaka alayhi salatu wasalam animum.
The Prophet told him, what else do you want?
Galafta wala dono.
He said, that's the only thing I want.
Aymunefai.
What did he tell him?
Akayama kwa ifongoto yesalo siyandi yesujudo siyandi.
So then help me by yourself to pray a lot of salah and make a lot of sujood.
Walatina salo aka jongo suti yandi amarela.
He says then this is why the prayer, it brings the servant close to his Lord.
Nyinemu domondingo tinga misoto.
This is from the little bit that we have.
Mbesa talanyo tema.
So that we can all benefit from it.
Ayente nafa ayatul nafa.
So it will benefit me and it will benefit you.
Hakil bulandi role mamanke kwa man longare alon tabari kanyo hakilo bulandi.
He says it is well known, but it is just a reminder.
Muslimul benta dawda yenyo hakilo bulandi.
Wherever the Muslims they meet, they remind each other.
Benna kontanu tandila koteke.
We want to show our gratitude.
Sawatabake nimbadi mwalebe Muslim yaka.
It brings us great pleasure to meet our Muslim brothers.
Nasi watu dantan kanyo kachande alala anala kila anala dino.
To sit for a little while to remember Allah and His religion.
My brothers will tend to like a jay million chance dinner.
We want to thank all the brothers who gave us this chance.
Me Imam Baba Jagana tend to like a jay at Miyalon Quatalamunian Jami wala al-Mamati Masjid Makky.
We want to thank the Imam Baba, who is the Imam of this Masjid Makky.
Me Badi will tend to la Miyalon Kaimana Kamomoi, Bari Sita, Nina Kano Kamba.
We want to thank all the brothers, even though we do not speak the same language, they do not understand our language, they still start to listen for the sake of the religion. All of those who are present, the people who come to pray, may Allah forgive all of our sins. May Allah give us good health. May Allah forgive our sins. May Allah give us a wonderful good ending. May Allah guide us in the heavens, in Jannah, without any account.
Banko jara jaro mumbe kering banko kudolto alama alaya sumeende ayake kairati.
The earthquakes that we have been hearing that are happening in other parts of the world, may Allah bring peace.
Be mumbe caring alakatandi jongal alman fenno telenga fenno.
All of these are from the signs of Allah to show that you cannot do anything. All power is with Allah.
Bango banko yalon kakala symbole tandi ala la symbole wartati.
Any nation that shows itself to be a superpower, Allah is the one who has all power.
Ajibe ala banko jara jara moti je misa stop no.
Look how Allah shook the earth below them. No one was able to hold it.
Alama alayna dema.
May Allah help us.
Hada wa sallallahu nabina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Imam.
جزاكم الله خيرا ونشكر الشيخ على ما ألقى من كلمة خصوصا في هذا الموضوع الحساس ما يتعلق بأمر الصلاة. الصلاة أمرها عظيم، نسأله سبحانه وتعالى أن يجعلنا من الذين يقيمونها. إن شاء الله بقي لنا من الصلاة ربع ساعة، يعني 15 دقيقة. إن شاء الله نريد من الشيخ إذا كان عنده وقت إن شاء الله ربما نطرح عليه بعض الأسئلة إن شاء الله فيما يتعلق بالصلاة. إن شاء الله يجيب عنها إن شاء الله. We thank the Sheikh, we appreciate this word that he gave, meaning this speech relating to this sensitive topic, which is the Salah. As we know, the Salah is very important, as we all understood from his statements. Due to we have 15 minutes left to the Salah, we will want to give some few questions to the Sheikh in regarding Salah. So, inshallah, we have 10 minutes to do that. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help us to acquire what we hear from him and to act upon it. Me, I will want to say, I will give him a question regarding something that I think have connection to the Salah, that is from me to him. If he can give us simulation, how people should make their sufuf when they come to the masjid. If he can give us simulation and to do it practical, because I know it's broadcasted, so a lot of people will be benefiting from here and also outside of here. Inshallah. I think it's well understood. So Mustafa will translate it, inshallah.
Abarka Imam.
I wanted to clear that portion for him, the simulation, so maybe him and you can stand up and do it practical, so everybody will witness it, inshallah.
Okay. Afoy na nininkaro ning faham ne.
The Sheikh wants to say, we understand the question.
Abarka bake Imam jagana.
He wants to thank the Imam very well.
Kasaful tilindi jani mul bedun sabokana awajibiyatale.
To establish the lines, to make the lines straight before we start the prayer, it is something that is obligatory.
Kila alayhi salatu wassalam atartanu janning abafala Allahu akbar fasimul tembendi kaka kala benyu tembendi nyami.
The Prophet ﷺ, before he would start the prayer, he would make sure that he made the line straight.
Atartanu akakaba kungungol ma akafo alkanya akasingol jibe akafo alkanya ite naja ite murkoma janning abafala Allahu akbar akajeko safol timata.
He would meticulously watch the people. He would say, you come forward, you move your shoulder close to your brother, you fill in the gaps, you stand straight before he would start the prayer.
Akajenneke fajikete ko molia fahamne.
He would do this to the extent that he believed until the people they understood.
Londo anata akaba fala Allahu akbar doron janning ababala Allahu Akbar ay modoje asiso be banta.
One day he was about to begin the prayer. As he raised his hand and he was going to make the takbir, he saw someone from behind his chest was exposed.
Kila sallallahu alaihi wasallam ay fendi kila lam yanam kama di mola naya nyatili akajero kenyato nyami akakoma fananje wala nyama.
Allah, he gave something to his prophet that which others do not have. When he stood, he was facing forward. He would see behind him the same way he would see in front of him.
Otumole akoyeko la tusawunna sufufakum alba la safotilende la force ajibe aya bambandi kafme nunu tawki aya bambandi akoto wallahi alba la safotilende la nalmal safotilende la alaba la sondo mo walilende sondo mo tekeda kidende.
At that point he said he will definitely establish the lines correctly, in the sense that he made a severe warning, as if he was swearing by Allah, you will surely make your line straight. If you do not do so, Allah will make your hearts to deviate. The feet should be close to each other.
Al-Ka'b bil-Ka'b wal-Mankib bil-Mankib.
The shoulders should be closely lined with the shoulders, and the ankles should be closely lined with the ankles.
Hannin lota keno minka taraje amanyan na taralaje ninga keno tuje shaitanu le kaloje.
Even if we were to stand in prayer, sometimes the gaps that we leave, even the smallest gaps, shaitan will stand in between us.
Wala nakila sasa tarakafu suddul khalal.
So this is why the Prophet he would say,
al-hol suki.
Close the gaps.
Ukammala muslimol isayaka kila na sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
So that the Muslims would follow the Prophet carefully.
Mejikirin ko Imam wan se mol makoy je.
We highly wish and hope that the Imams will always help the people in establishing the lines.
Bari hanna tarajarta Imam wa mobula la kay ko koma safol jube ya tembendi wasakenole.
But even if the Imam was to point someone and say, go and straighten all the lines, then that person can do so.
Janning takbiratu ihram bekelanga jeko safol atembeta atilinta.
Before we would make the opening takbir, we would make sure that all the lines have been established properly.
Inna taswiyata sufuf min tamami salah.
Indeed, in straightening the lines, it is a portion, a part of the prayer.
Allahu a'lam.
And Allah knows.
Yeah, Mustafa. Okay, my question was the Sheikh was saying that somebody was in the hospital for 2 months, he didn't pray. So on that kind of issue, what are you gonna do? You gonna pray that prayer, or the prayers gonna be like what?
Jade, afayeko nga fudia mokono mon yalon ko wolle kasarojo. Wala nga foko mo dantan wolle kasarojo. Ando ni wol fango koros ila alhalo amanka ko be jorola bari ba salikan ila watola.
He says, so in our speech, we mentioned something that showed the people who are supposed to pay their prayer. He said, but in fact, they are not paying the prayer, but they are only excused from praying, and they are praying at their right times.
النائم حتى يستيقظ وللمسين ولاتي فجنن أبي ولا أبي لارنا أمن تو السينوتا واتو منا أبي السينولا يتجنن بوسا فلاي إيام فتاما صلولا فجنن أبي ولا ناول تدرم سلام أنينا منكلا أي سالي so ibaje la kwate man tara joro la bari abe sali kam wato lam yalan ko ay wala soto.
He says, so for example, the one who is sleeping, while he is asleep, he is excused from praying until he wakes up, then he must pray that which he has missed. So it is not as if he is paying what he missed, but he is praying at the right time, which is after he has woken up.
غزوة دولة كلا دولة كلا صلى الله عليه وسلم على الصحابة الجيات الدولة دولة يكون جمال بمول كل الناس الله بلا أكاتل بأكل إن شاء الله هذا مول كل اللي واتو سيت سوبا سالو أتمبتا ها موما ولي فو watu wenye abota yo min folo woltay ko fa Umar lemba asutiyata kila la manda fika kuni aka Allahu akbar fo santo pour kila alayhi salatu wassalam ya bara الشاهد صلاة منا كبرين يقول توسين ولا يموفت دوماندين إنها سالي يفجر سالي يسوع سالي سينو يتال نعم.
So he said there was a time when the Prophet and his Sahabas, they went on an expedition and they reached a place of resting. So they said, who will awaken us from our sleep? Bilal said, I will do so. But everyone overslept and no one woke up except he believed Umar ibn Khattab was the first one to wake up. When he woke up, he was next to the Prophet, but he didn't wake him up. He went forward and he made the takbir until the people woke up.
Mo fulanja mo porka sutiyande wala mo annasi wala mo tinyalan ko anyinata so na hakilu ya ma doron wala mo ala wato kila alayhi salatu wassalam ghazwatu khandaq anyinata ala ansarona Umar nyinata ala ansarona sahaba nyinata ala ansarona yinkam mako ibe do kola because kuffar kafirun wala laftakadum madina kono purke kelen ibe o dinko sinkan nyinata fo ala ansarona tambita عمر ناتا كلا ولي صلى الله عليه وسلم كاي والله نينا تسالولا كلا كاي والله انت فنان جينا تالا بل يمنك كبري هكذا يا ما يا صل ألك وأقم الصلاة لذكري وأقم الصلاة لذكري إذا صلوا لندي ياك يحكلوا بلتان.
So he says another part after those who oversleep, they get up and they pray, is the one who forgets to pray. He says the Prophet ﷺ and the Sahabas, when they went on the expedition of Khandaq, they forgot Asr because they were busy with digging the hole. They were at the point of fighting the Kuffar, so they were busy digging the hole until Asr passed. So Umar realized that Asr passed, so he came, he told the Prophet ﷺ that I forgot Asr. The Prophet he said, me too, I forgot it. And so they came together and they prayed, which reminds us of Allah's statement, pray when you forget the prayer, pray when you remember to establish my remembrance.
Yo, nyine mo fulati minu kasalojo. Yo, amma nimmin sita fa salawatu wa tambita. Atambita. Salawatu wa tambita. Tawunta ya kama, iko bina salojo la, itajo nola. Yo nyindo fana mialon ka babe lopitano atema lon kwa nyanna salila aman sali for 2 months 3 months 1 month 1 week o fadan ta jonola walatinna momo sita itauta fosalo tambita don nal ko hanni ajo ala ta mutala nyin kamma ko ita tautale oto jumaale ka salojo ko ngafunya na manke joro famatu wol ka ke ila right time neti nyin mo fulo le wala mumbe sinola awulta wala من ينتا أحكيلو يا ما الله تبارك وتعالى أعلم وأجل.
He says, so the one who intentionally leaves the prayer, he does not have anything to pay. Even if he prays it, Allah will not accept his prayer. The scholars, they have mentioned that the people who are allowed to pay their prayer, which Allah will accept from them, are those, as he has mentioned, those who are asleep when they wake up, and those who forget, and the others are like that he has mentioned.